I'm a bad motherfucker.
Hey everybody. So Senator Rand Paul is upset about the Nikki Haley's in her party, and let's listen to it. Hey, why don't we get Rand Paul on the show?
Yeah, why don't you? That's a good idea.
We should try to get Rand Paul on the show. I'd love to interview him.
Did you ever get Ron?
I've had
Yeah.
Ron Paul on the show.
At least twice.
Yeah.
I did stump him with the question about, has there ever been a time in history when the capitalists took over and they didn't immediately screw the workers and poison the water?
I want to know, like, for libertarians, like, how come all these people at the top are libertarians, but they just don't want me to be one? They want me to be some kind of weird controlled tech slave or something.
Because they're not real libertarians, maybe? I don't know. Here's what Rand Paul has to say about her.
Why were you so inflamed by her campaign that you built this website?
Now, what is the website that he built? Does anybody know?
Oh, I hope it's not revenge porn.
He must have built. What is the? I can't believe I'm doing this segment and I don't know. Actually, I can believe.
FNikkiHaley.gov.
Hey Siri, what is the website Rand Paul made about Nikki Haley? He launched a Never Nikki website ahead of the Iowa caucuses.
Oh.
Did you know that? That's true. I didn't know that. So that's his website, Never Nikki. Okay, so now we know the website. Here we go.
Well, you know, nobody ever accused me of going halfway into anything,
Fair.
and it really
Except that perm.
Yeah.
It just.
I'm looking at your perm right now, dude. He's not going to do the show if you talk like that.
You're right. Come on,
Ryan Grimm will never do it ever since I trashed his hair so bad, and then that airplane gag about him.
I like their new strategy is don't respond to us. I don't think it's working, but here we go.
it gets to me at a very basic level. It gets to me when I see people who I think care more about the borders of Ukraine than they care about our own southern border. And
I'm with Rand Paul in this. I was with him at his questioning of Fauci. I was with him in his pushback against the vaccine schedule and all that other stuff. So I'm with Rand Paul. So, I will unite with anyone to do good and no one to do bad. And so I apologize for the hair joke is what I'm saying.
Fair
these
enough.
people every day because they're the entire Democrat caucus up here, but they're half of my caucus. Half of my
Yes.
Republican caucus is, as we speak, ready to sell out, and they're ready to sell out fake border reform in exchange for what they really want, which is to send more of your tax dollars to Ukraine. I think Nikki Haley fits right in that camp. I think she's from the McConnell, Dick Cheney wing of the party, and this is the antithesis of everything I believe in. I've spent a few years trying to promote the ideas of liberty. There is a wing of the party that believes in that, and I want to make sure anybody that follows what I do knows that there's no way, shape, or form I could support Nikki Haley.
So when he calls half the Republican Party sellout, he doesn't mean that their ability to fill an Elks Lodge on a Saturday. That's not what he's talking about.
That's no.
No.
He doesn't mean as in like a Kid Rock concert.
No, he means that they're not true to their values, Kurt, and we congratulate him for being at least half right there. I don't know how he let the other half escape, but it's a good start. And by the way, let me just say, apparently he rode a motorcycle into that interview because that's a great looking vest he's wearing, right?
Oh yeah, I didn't even really pay close attention to his
Maybe it
vest.
was chilly in that. Was it chilly in the studio? You think? Why do I care about appearances today? That's all I'm thinking about.
Oh, I thought you were chilly and thinking about getting a vest.
Maybe I'm
because I need
chilly.
the AC on. I'm too hot.
Kurt likes the AC on. I like it off. He says tomato. I say tomato. Right? So so he's saying that Nikki Haley is a Republican in name only. Well, it looks like she had the affair with the wrong guy. So many unstoppable marriages, so little time. I don't even get that joke.
Oh yeah, she was. Well, her husband was deployed or whatever the hell. She was like, it's an open secret that she.
Oh, she had an affair?
Yeah,
This
she's
is
a real.
I am not
real
following.
Fannie Willis around South Carolina. If you know what I mean.
Fannie. Oh.
I don't think Fannie put them kind of numbers up.
Isn't it
either.
funny that people opposing Trump are exactly like Trump? Isn't that something?
I think Trump wasn't cheating while he was president, and the reason I think he wasn't was Sasha used to laugh because he knew people that worked, and he goes, yeah, he apparently can't get whores into the White House, so he must be going crazy right now.
Oh, he's no JFK, huh?
Yeah, when he's he made a joke like he must be fucking the holes on the golf course because he's so pent up, and I was like, wow, he can't. I guess he can't. He extra can't.
Yeah, because that believe me, the CIA and the FBI have him wired and videotaped every step he makes.
I mean, even Obama
and they tap all his calls. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's right. He was being, even Obama had to only make love to a man in his mind. That's his words, not mine.
So I gotta say, tip of the hat to Rand Paul here, though. He's making a principled stance on Ukraine and border security,
and a lot of powerful enemies, I'm pretty sure,
and
right now.
Yes. And I actually, you know what? I actually flipped on border security. I think we actually need an organized entry into this country. We need. If I have to take my shoes off at the airport and I have to show an ID to get on a plane, somebody should have to be able to track the people who come into this country.
That is crazy. I never stuck with the annoyingness of the getting on a plane into it, but now it's like really irritating when I figure that in.
Yeah,
taking my goddamn shoes off.
Yeah, well, that's why you got to get TSA approved.
Yeah, I know. That's how they get you.
That's how they get you. I even have the global entry, which I let them take a picture of my face, and I come in and I just do that. It's like I gave it up. I did. Honest. It's all. The only thing I won't do is I won't go to a CBDS, CDBD, BD.
Yeah.
Central bank digital card, CBDC, is that what it's? Yeah, and I won't do a vaccine passport. Although when I say that, I realize I already did that.
I gave all my personal information to Candy Crush some 10 years ago. They have power of attorney over me now.
It's over. We're through the looking glass.
Yeah.
They got you. If the phone tracks you everywhere you go and listens in on you.
Yeah, well, I would say around the world, the effectiveness of that has been shown to be deficient a lot recently.
What do you mean?
Well, Gaza, the most spied on place on earth.
Yeah,
right?
Believe me, they knew that attack was coming.
Okay, but they didn't know the Houthis were going to be successfully blockading.
Well, I think they thought they would be able to deter them, and they can't.
Yeah, that's right. It's shocking. But I remember when people used to go, these crazies that think they're going to fight the government and tyranny.
Yeah, they are.
And like the Taliban did it pretty good.
They certainly did. And anyway, so good for Rand Paul. Believe me, Ukraine's getting their money. They're going to give them one more round of funding, at least one more, and the Republicans are going to vote for it because they're going to say, "Hey, we got this border security," which, as Rand Paul just pointed out, isn't real.
Yeah, right.
He just said it was. Didn't he say it was a phony thing?
Why were you so inflamed by her campaign that you built this website?
First of all, and I also want to point out that Tucker Carlson is wearing a pocket.
Nobody ever accused me of going halfway into anything,
Fair.
And
as he wears a vest. You won't even put on a full jacket. Come on.
You only got a perm on the top and you're wearing a vest. I can't.
Come on. You're a walking poster child for halfway in.
It gets to me at a very basic level. It gets to me when I see people who I think.
I mean, a vest is not what I would call balls deep. That's all I'm saying.
Care more about the borders of Ukraine than they care about our own southern border. And I see these people every day because they're the entire Democrat caucus up here, but they're half of my caucus. Half of my Republican caucus is, as we speak, ready to sell out, and they're ready to sell out fake border reform.
Fake? So he's calling it fake border reform. And I got to tell you, every time
Mike Johnson is being fake?
Yeah. And every time he says caucus and my caucus, it makes me, I feel like I'm going to have to bleep it. Honest to God. Half my caucus is hard listening to that. I've got a half hard caucus. Okay, but anyway, in spirit, we're with Rand Paul, and we have to make all our stupid, silly, juvenile jokes. But there you go.
Well, it's funny because the only other people that I hear talking like him, I guess Marjorie Taylor Greene, who's officially considered crazy because I guess she's not very good on the stock market. She's not on the list of unusual whales, and she doesn't want to give money to Ukraine like a crazy person.
Like a crazy person.
Yeah.
Okay, over to Steph.
Okay, here we. Oh, I just had it right there. By the way, On the George Galloway Mother of All talk shows, Manila Chan has said that an insider has informed her that Trump's choice for VP is, hold, nefarious Tim Scott, who is a neocon adjacent ogre like Haley plus DeSantis. Karavnos really is going to go with Tim Scott.
Stop saying adjacent too, by the way. Like my left and right hand are adjacent. I don't know if you know that. It doesn't really mean anything.
Ricky says the CNN thing sounds like a joke, but it's actually true. New York Post reported it. Network is called INSP. I guess it's short for inspiration. Ricky, thank you, Ricky. Freddie, Jimmy's a family man. He loves his doggies. Freddie. Love the new Jim Jam fan member, so she's cute. And that's Skip Patsy. Thank you, Skip Patsy. And ITM, Kurt. I don't know what ITM means. JMC video, ITM. Let's go, Jimmy.
In the meantime?
In the meantime, Kurt. Okay. Ristos. Thank you, Ristos. Let's go, Jimmy. Jimmy, Jam Man. Now let's go, baby. Giada, Shar. What did the Hasidic Jew cross the road so he didn't have to tunnel beneath? J.A. Savage. J.A. Savage. Hey, JD Crew, did you hear Jon Stewart is returning to The Daily Show? Your thoughts, if any? We talked about at the top of the show. Nice work there,
The Daily
Funky.
Show has the right of return?
Steph and Misha stealing the show today. Yeah, let's go, girls. Right on, Ristos. The one is for Steph and Misha. Love you, girls. Giata. Thank you, Giata. Tip the engineer, producer. Hashtag bobblehead. Can someone tell me why I can't find the Protocols of Elders of Zion to read it if it's a made-up piece of fiction? Hey, everybody, just a reminder, we're on Locals. We'll be doing our first Q&A after the show today. Go to jimmydore.locals.com. That's jimmydore.locals.com. Or click the join button if you're watching from Rumble. Rumble. All right, keep going. So with the delay, guess that means Jimmy is back. We're glad to have you back, Jimmy. Me shoot Skeet. Thank you, Me shoot Skeet. Biden intentionally stayed off the ballot in New Hampshire so that his supporters could spoil the primary by voting for Bird Brain, and they call themselves the defenders of our democracy with a straight face. LOL. Thank you, Maraschino Ghost. Rumble needs to develop a gaming console app stat. As of right now, I can only watch the YouTube stream on my TV and not the Rumble one. Bittersweet duality. Matt Taibbi and all the ladies too, Steph, Misha, Sabby, and the useful idiot chick and Brianna, I know you would like them all to see at a round table with the Do Dissidents, the Duran, Jimmy, Kurt, Max, Aaron, and Tucker. Love you all. Ristos. You know what? We've got to have the Duran back on. We haven't had them on for a while, so I
know.
look
I like
forward
to hear that guy say Hamas. He calls it ham ass.
Does he?
Yeah.
Web Angel. Jimmy, have PSL on. They're trying to do good too, Web
Who's
Angel.
PSL?
I'm not
Would
sure.
you accept someone else ITM?
Oh my God. All this is window dressing. WEFs, as Whitney Webb always says, WEFs. As WEFs plan move forward, major cyber attack per Whitney W sometime this year, disease X, CBDCs, etc. Politics is entertainment SS. Why is the entire Dore family, including your puppy, wearing blue? What does it all mean? Hollenbeck Charles, a coincidence? Is it? Or is our costumer? We have a costumer. That would be funny. Our makeup artist and costumer. I'm excited. We've got some things happening in 2024 that just might make those panel shows even more frequent. I'm excited about that. Oh my God. Betsy is precious. She is a handful. She is a handful, ladies and gentlemen. Buster Blue Sun. Buster Blue Sun. Hey, I got my ticket for Virginia. Excited to see all of you. A new puppy? Congrats. Oh, Louise, look at you coming to Virginia. That's always fun. So, Louise, is this going to be the fourth time we met? Because I think the last show, I don't think I saw you at the last show. Trump is a big enough fan of himself. He doesn't need more.
Oh.
SS.
Okay.
Okay, back to Jimmy Jam.
Things people love about you is they believe you tell it like it is.
Says it like it is. He speaks the truth.
It's about time we have a man like Trump in here. They ain't afraid to tell it like it is, man.
We like him. He tells it like it is.
He says what he means. I honestly believe he's telling the truth.
She has no natural talent to be president.
She's very talented, and she has a husband that I also like very much.
Hillary Clinton was the worst Secretary of State in the history of the United States.
Hillary Clinton, how did she do as Secretary of State? Probably above and beyond everybody else.
Let's say Hillary is president.
Hillary Clinton, I think, is a terrific woman. I think she really works hard, and I think she does a good job, and I like her. I will build the wall, and Mexico's going to pay for it, and they'll be happy to pay for it.
I'm not going to pay for that fucking wall.
This guy used a filthy, disgusting word on television, and he should be ashamed of himself, and he should apologize, okay?
Listen, you motherfuckers.
I'm going to bomb the shit out of them. We'll beat the shit out of them. Political bullshit.
You're not going to raise that fucking price, you understand?
Donald, true or false, you've said the government should pay for everyone's health care.
That's false.
You've never said that.
Everybody's got to be covered.
Universal health care.
I am going to take care of everybody.
Who pays for it?
The government's going to pay for it, but we're going to save so much money on the other side.
He said I was in favor of Libya. I never discussed that subject. I was in favor of Libya. We would be so much better off if Gaddafi were in charge right now. Gaddafi in Libya is killing thousands of people. We should go in. We should stop this guy, which would be very easy and very quick. Stop him from doing it and save these lives. They're here illegally. You take them, they have to go back. We have to show some compassion.
Right,
we just can't throw everybody out.
They have
So you're going to split up families.
Chuck,
You're going to deport children.
Chuck, no. We're going to keep the families together. We have to keep the families together.
But you're going to keep them together out.
But they have to go.
How do you throw somebody out that's lived in this country for 20 years?
North Korea has nukes. Japan has a problem with that. I mean, they have a big problem with it. Maybe they would, in fact, be better off if they defend themselves from North Korea. Maybe we would be better off. Including with nukes. Yes, including with nukes.
They said, I want Japan to nuke. I want Japan to get nuclear weapons. Give me a break.
But if you say to Japan, yes, it's fine, you get nuclear weapons, South Korea, you as well, and Saudi Arabia says we want them too.
Can I be honest with you? It's going to happen anyway. So it's only a question of time.
I'm a conservative person.
The Republicans are just too crazy right. I mean, just what's going on is just nuts.
Bush says, I do not believe he's a true conservative. These people are stupid.
Do you identify more as a Democrat or a Republican?
In many cases, I probably identify more as a Democrat. The economy does better under the Democrats than the Republicans.
I don't know anything about David Duke, okay? I don't know anything about what you're even talking about with white supremacy or white supremacists.
What do you see as the biggest problem with the Reform Party right now?
Well, you've got David Duke just joined, a bigot, a racist, a problem. I mean, this is not exactly the people you want in your party. Wages too high. We're not going to be able to compete against the world. I hate to say it, but we have to leave it the way it is. I don't know how people make it on $7.25 an hour. I would like to see an increase of some magnitude.
Do you believe voters have a right to see your tax returns before they make a final decision?
I don't think they do.
If I decide to run for office, I'll produce my tax returns, absolutely.
There have been many presidents that have not shown their tax returns.
Actually, every single nominee since 1976 has released their tax
returns.
returns.
Before 1976, nobody was worse to women or abused women more than Bill Clinton.
Look at the trouble Bill Clinton got into with something that was totally unimportant.
She's married to a man who got impeached.
They tried to impeach him, which was nonsense.
He was impeached for lying. I'm the only one on the stage that said we should not go into Iraq.
Are you for invading Iraq?
Yeah, I guess so. You know, I wish it was. I wish the first time it was done correctly.
Honesty, Carter once said, I'll never lie to you. Would you say that?
The American people?
I would never lie. When I'm president, I'm a different person. I can do anything. I can be the most politically correct person that you've ever seen. I can be the most politically correct person in the world. And I can be the opposite. The president has to be a great leader, and you have to lead by example. I could stand in the middle of Fifth Avenue and shoot somebody, and I wouldn't lose any voters, okay? Like to punch him in the face. I'd look her right in that fat, ugly face of hers.
Blood coming out of her, wherever.
He's a war hero because he was captured. I like people that weren't captured, okay?
I don't know what I said. This guy will say anything.
Certain that Donald Trump has ever read outside of his own is the book of Hitler's speeches he kept next to his bed in the 1990s, according to his ex-wife. His ex-wife, he was very pissed when she released that information, okay? Because at that time he was still liberal. He didn't want people to know it at that time. So somehow she fell down the stairs and cracked her head open, right? All right, so we're going to get into this, and I'm going to show you this, all right? 92-year-old C-SPAN caller said he met Trump's father, a fan of Hitler and dictators. During C-SPAN's Washington Journal call-in segment, Pete, who identified himself as a 92-year-old from West Palm Beach, Florida, said Trump's father, Fred Trump, visited his village and was a fan of Hitler and dictators. Pete implied Trump got his views of dictators from his father. Now, keep in mind that Donald Trump was a libtard his entire life. Children are often heavily influenced by the views of their parents. Trump's father and Trump were sued for racial discrimination in housing, and Fred was once arrested at a Ku Klux Klan rally for failing to disperse. The 1927 article reporting the arrest doesn't make it clear Fred Trump's status or association with the Klan. Don't his actual loyalties to the brewing years of World War II if they happen to live in the greater New York City region. New York and its suburbs in Long Island and New Jersey had a vibrant community of first and second generation German Americans, the latter having included Fred Trump Sr., a rising star in real estate and retailing. Also active in New York, New Jersey region was the German American Bund, or Amerika Deutscher Bund, an organization that supported Adolf Hitler's Nazi Party and the goals and aspirations of the new Germany. The Bund had been created in May 1933 on the orders of German Deputy Führer Rudolf Hess. The first Bund leader was German immigrant Heinrich Heinz Spacknobel, who initially called his group the Friends of New Germany. In fact, the Bund was nothing more than an overseas extension of the German Nazi Party, and it took its orders directly from Berlin. Outside of the town in Windham, on American soil no less, right? The height of the Bund's activities was a February 20, 1930 rally at New York City's Madison Square Garden. This is the rally that I'm talking about right here, okay? This is the rally that Enlightened Master is telling you that Donald Trump's father was in, okay? Sir Norman Vincent Peale was Donald Trump's 33rd degree Scottish Rite Freemason pastor. This is the seal of the 33rd degree. It's also the family crest of Donald J. Trump. Okay, Albert Pike, who is the most famous Scottish Rite Freemason of all time, was the head of the Knights of the Golden Order, who later changed their name to the Ku Klux Klan. I'm going to provide it. Okay. I'm not going to be nasty to people. I'm just going to provide the information. All right, that's what I'm going to do. The elder Trump was publicly, he was even sued for it, publicly known to be a racist, and he refused to rent his apartments in Queens and Brooklyn to African Americans. Wow, that must be a coincidence. In 1927, there were few organizations for far-right extremists like Fred Trump to join. One was the KKK, which had its roots in the post-Civil War Reconstruction South. Another was Italian lender Benito Mussolini's overseas Fascisti, which was primarily composed of Italian immigrants to the United States. By the early 1930s, far-right wingers in the American North were fast to embrace the Nazis, and Kunz Bund was able to ready and ready to answer the call and begin recruiting in its ranks. Fred Trump's FBI file, which includes the 1927 arrest at the KKK march, appears to be missing his pre-war and immediate post-war year activities. The file does not resume until the 1960s, when the FBI began monitoring the elder Trump's association with mafia syndicates in New York. Brother, remember I told you and I've showed you unequivocally that his brother had everything to do with the murder of and the torture of Nikola Tesla. In New York, old man Trump also suspiciously volunteered after dodging World War II draft to construct Navy barracks and garden apartments in at least 3 highly sensitive Navy ports in Chester, Pennsylvania, and Norfolk and Newport News, Virginia. Yeah, that's right. He was a draft dodger, to all you Trump dodgers out there. All 3 ports saw thousands of Americans and Canadian troops embarked for combat in North Africa and Europe. Some of these ships fell prey to German U-boats, which received intelligence on the Allied ship movements from Nazi agents in the very same port areas where old man Trump so generously bid on construction contracts with the Navy. Right here, with the Navy. Let me repeat his treason again, okay? All 3 ports saw thousands of American and Canadian troops embarked for combat in North Africa and Europe. Some of these troop ships fell prey to German U-boats. In other words, Americans got killed because of Donald Trump's father, which received intelligence on the Allied ship movements from Nazi agents in the very same port areas where old man Trump so generously bid on construction contracts with the Navy.
I suppose old man Trump knows just how much racial hate he stirred up in the blood parts of the folks in New York State. He drawed that colored line that we fought in the last war, and we ain't got no home in this world anymore. Beach Haven ain't my home. I just can't pay the rent. My money's down the drain, and my soul is badly bent. Beach Haven looks like heaven where no black folks come to roam. No, 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 old man Trump. Beach Haven ain't my home. No.
Hey, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down there for more AM Joy and the rest of MSNBC. And click on any of the videos right here to watch the latest interviews and highlights. And you can get more videos from MSNBC for free every day with our newsletter. Just visit